This is Larry Frank Sports Unfiltered. Guess what? The New York Knicks, that's right, the New York Knicks have finally won a championship in 53 years since the New York Knicks has won a world title. And I'll tell you what, the city of New York is going crazy. But let me ask you a question. Why is it that every time a team like the Knicks win, we have to make excuses on why the other team, like the Spurs, lost? And that's all the Spurs players have been doing. You listen to Victor Wembanyama. Oh, well, we were the better team. Well, if you were the better team, why didn't you win the fucking games? Because you weren't the better team. They scored more points than you, and they held you to less points. So at the end of the day, you were not the better team. Let me explain. You had chances to win, but the New York Knicks had something that the Spurs didn't have. You know what that was? It was heart. And I'm not talking Josh Hart. It was heart. It was belief. The never say die attitude. Those are the things that will take you further in athletics than any type of ability. And these guys had the belief that nothing was going to stop them from winning, no matter what the situation was, and no matter how down they were in any game. And Wembanyama, who I think is probably the biggest punk in the NBA, deserves to get the crap knocked out of him. And hopefully somebody does it next year, because I tell you what, he's probably the most classless uh, or unclassful person in the NBA. There is no doubt about it. You know why you lost, Victor? You lost because the Knicks took advantage of opportunities, and your team did not take advantage of opportunities. And you can go down the list. You throw the ball in the back of one of your players. Guess what? Jalen Brunson goes ahead and grabs it. He hits his free throws. You didn't take advantage. He took advantage. Then you have a game where what? You missed two key free throws, and the Knicks go on to win. You have the moment where OG Anunoby goes ahead and gets the tip in from Jalen Brunson's shot. Where the hell were you? You didn't do your job. Okay? The Knicks took advantage of an opportunity, got the rebound, and went ahead and tipped it in. Then how about last night's game when they win the championship? You have an opportunity to get a rebound. But big Mitch Robinson, he grabs the rebound and dishes it back out. The Knicks go on to win. The Knicks took advantage of every opportunity that the Spurs presented to them, and they were successful. That's why they won. They had the heart, they had the belief. They believed that no matter what the situation was, whether they were down by 20, whether they were down by 30, whether this happened or that happened, that they were not going to lose. And when you have a team that is as close and as classy as this team is, I mean, look at them. Look at the discipline on this team. Meanwhile, you go ahead and you look at Wembanyama. I mean, he throws Brunson to the floor. You know what? Give Brunson a lot of credit for not going after him, beating the crap out of him, and then getting suspended and then getting fined, which would have hurt the Knicks most. He's just such a smart basketball player. And for all of those media people that doubted Brunson when they got him, there was doubt. What the heck is this guy? Why are we paying him this much money? You know what? You're eating your words now. And I like to see the Wilborns and the Stephen A. Smith and the Dan Patrick's come back and the Rich Eisens and say, hey, look, we were wrong. We made a mistake, because you're so quick to knock things, and be negative about things. And when something turns the other way, you don't come back and say, hey, I was wrong. This guy is great. I would really like to call them out and see them retract those comments and talk Jalen Brunson. And you know what? It's great. Now you're on the bandwagon. You love them. I just want to hear, hey, we made a mistake. We were wrong. And you're hearing about Bridges. Some of draft picks. Well, you guys aren't crying anymore, are you? And all these guys that the Knicks and Dolan have put together have been successful because of the chemistry. Sure, the Villanova, connection works. When you have Bridges, you have Brunson, you have Hart. All these guys know how to play together, but they have fun. They're loose and they act like professionals, not like Wembanyama. and who acts like like I said, very unclassy. Think about it after the game. What's the first thing Brunson does? He doesn't jump on the court and celebrate with his teammates. He walks right over to Mitch Robinson and says, "Good series," or whatever the conversation was. That is class. What does Wembanyama do? He walks into the clubhouse, never comes back to congratulate any of the New York Knicks. He is a punk. He has a lot of great talent. He's going to be a great, great player in the future of the NBA. But darn it, he has to mature as a person, because if he doesn't, like I said earlier, somebody is going to knock him down and hurt him pretty well. Congratulations to the 2026 NBA champions, Jalen Brunson, Carl Anthony, and the rest of the team. This is a memory that New York will never forget. I'm Larry Frank, Sports Unfiltered.